Namaskar. Welcome to Going Beyond and Awakening with Brahma Kumaris. Welcome, sister.
Om Shanti.
As usual, I have something to read for you. It says, at the end of the day, sit down and review your day. And you will find around 80%, probably more, of your attention in the form of your conversations with others and with yourself went into the past or future. When you live in the past or future, in conversation or thought, it means you are not fully present in the moment. And when you miss the moment, you miss your life. Because life can only be fully lived in this moment, in the now.
How beautiful. This has so much depth, and everyone today seems to be talking about this, the art of living in the now, the art of being in the present. And yet we just need to stop and check just for an hour. The other day we were trying to do a little exercise, and we just said, okay, for this 1 hour, we will not talk about anything that has already passed, or we will not talk about anything that has to yet happen. And it was a conscious attention, no talking past or future. And after some time, we realized there was nothing much to talk about. And we were just looking at each other and said, what do we talk about? Because it was something we was never aware of before, that we're actually always talking about the moment which has already passed, moment which is not in our control, behaviors of people or of our own selves, already passed, not in our control. And we're constantly, that's why what you read out, either in thoughts or in conversation.
I'm
in
still
the past.
shocked about that game you played for 1 hour, and I'm still there. Okay,
Yeah,
what
see,
can
and you are in the past.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I didn't know what to talk. I mean, I thought you were wrong.
Yeah, no.
But when I heard you saying,
It was not a game. We were like really trying, because every time we learn at the Brahma Kumaris, don't live in the past, don't live in the future. And sometimes we used to think, it's okay, who thinks so much about the past and the future? Future, we're not even thinking about it. We flow with every day that's going to come. Past, we know because we learn every day. Past is over, full stop, because these are learnings. It's been put in us since years. I mean, for 15 years I must be hearing past is past, it's over, it's full stop. So the knowledge is there, and yet the awareness was not there, that we are living in the past. It's like 3 compartments, 3 minutes. The minute that passed, the minute now, and the minute which is yet to come. The one past and the one yet to come, not in my control. And the one here, just this moment, in my control. But I spend this moment
in
thinking about those 2 moments which are not in my control. By the time this moment passes, and after this moment passes, and then I come into the next one, then I think of the previous one which is over. And like it said, you can live your life without being in the present moment. This is very, very true, very true. Now someone might think, so what? What's wrong in that if I'm thinking about what has happened or what is yet to come? It is damaging because it is depleting my energy, because I'm thinking about something over which I have no power.
no control.
No control. And every time, like when we're talking about hurt the last time, something happened yesterday, years back, many years back, and yet it is repeatedly on my mind. And sometimes we very proudly say, I'm never going to forget it, which means I plan to keep it on my mind.
Then how do I learn from my mistakes?
Something happened, learn from it and move on. But if I don't learn from it, then I'm still living there. That is what will happen. So anything that has happened in the past, and suppose I created hurt then, And now every time I'm thinking about it, my conversation and my thoughts go, they shouldn't have done this. They shouldn't have spoken like this. If this would have happened like this, had we reached there on time, and had this happened, and had they behaved like that, if I would have spoken like this, what is the quality of conversation? Discussing something which is not in our control, depletes energy. And the other thing that will happen is that every time we create it, we're literally creating the same hurt all over again.
That is, sister, if you keep on brooding about it, feeling guilty about it, if you live in the past and live in the pain.
Suppose someone said something to me this morning and I was upset that time. That time my first reaction was hurt. You know what we spoke last time? If you create hurt, immediately take that moment and resolve the issue. Now suppose I did not resolve the issue that time, and now I'm sitting and that thing is still playing on my mind. So every time I rewind those words to myself, they said this. Is this the way they should have spoken to me? I mean, I always take care and I do this and I do that, and yet this is how they are with me. I can create the same hurt all over again. And sometimes not the same amount of hurt, even more hurt, because I will connect the situation that happened this morning, and I will also bring out from the past more situations
Similar to those.
And regarding the same person. And then my magnitude of the hurt is only going to increase. So what is happening? I'm depleting the power of the soul and creating the same emotion all over again.
Yes.
Now if something big has happened in somebody's life, they can keep doing this for the rest of their life.
Yeah.
And so are we learning from there?
No, what I meant is, if I say something to you and you feel hurt, and I remember that, okay, I do this, these are my mistakes, and I shouldn't do it again, and I feel bad that I hurt you, or I should not joke with you, to remember and learn and go ahead. But if I do, and sometimes whenever I remember that, okay, there's a checking point, then.
So there are two ways. How do we learn from the past? When I remember the past, one thing I would need to remember, that every time I rewind the past, it's no more the past, it has become my present.
Yeah.
So which means my past was not very pleasant, but now I'm choosing that my present also
Is unpleasant.
will be unpleasant. Now in
And
this,
by this present is, tomorrow becomes also unpleasant then.
absolutely. Now, one is thinking about the past, about what I have done, and one is thinking about the past in which other people or situations were not very nice. And of course, another compartment which is the past, which is very beautiful. You know, sometimes people would say, okay, fine, I don't think about the unpleasant things, but what's wrong in having beautiful memories?
Those were the good days.
Yes.
Now they are gone.
Yes. Every time, if we remember even the beautiful part of the past, but we remember it with this kind of emotion, oh, that time was so beautiful. Last Sunday we had such a good time. That holiday was so nice. Every time I'm trying to say, that was better, and which means now is not, and I'm not creating a very nice feeling. And in that moment, my present moment is gone, which I could have been made very beautiful, but I didn't do it.
Okay, agreed.
So we leave out the good one. If we want to remember the good ones, then what do we learn from the good ones? There's a lot we can learn from the good ones. What did I do in those moments which made it good? Let's say a relationship in the past. Suppose I've had a very good friend. So it was a very good relationship. Now let me see, what did I do in that relationship because of which the relationship was very beautiful? What were the values that I used in that relationship? So that it's not a memory only which makes me feel low right now because I'm missing that memory, but what did I do? Let's say I used unconditional respect in that relationship, whatever I feel unconditional. So now I just tell myself, I, the soul, have the capacity to have unconditional respect. And if I could do it with one person, so when I look back at that relationship, let me look at what did I think, feel, or do in that relationship which made that relationship beautiful. Let's say I used the value of trust. And I said, I trusted that person completely, and which means love, respect, everything flowed automatically. And that's why that relationship was very beautiful. Then the learning for me is, I, the soul, have the capacity to trust completely. And if I used it in one relationship and it was so beautiful, which means I have the power to use it in my other relationships.
Then the mind will say, are the other people capable of my trust, my love, my unconditional? He or she was a special one.
Yeah, because we always thought the relationship is based on two people. The relationship gets created here. Of course, how to trust, we will see later on in this series, but the relationship gets created here. Normally, we say, if they are trustworthy, we will trust them. And spirituality teaches us, trust them and they will become trustworthy. Because whatever you give, automatically that will get created here. So it all begins from the self. Nothing is going to happen from there. So learning is, what did I do then? What can I do now to make the same thing beautiful? That is for the pleasant memories of the past. But the memories which are not very pleasant, every time I create them, I create the same pain all over again, and I'm making it into my present. I don't like the past, I don't like what had happened that day, but by thinking it again and again, I'm making the present of the same quality.
But you still didn't answer my question.
Learning from the past? Okay.
Remember, how will I improve myself if I forget my past?
When we say learning from the past, what do we learn from the past? When people rewind the tape and they look at the situations that happened. Let's say people write the diary in the night and they rewind the tape and they write all that had happened. They're writing about the past, what happened during the day. And the focus is totally on situations and other people. This happened, they did this, they shouldn't have done this, they should have behaved like this. So the focus is totally on other people. Let's do a small exercise. Take any situation from the past, anything which had an unpleasant memory there. Bring that whole situation right here on the screen of the mind. Everything as it is, like for an actor, the complete scene. Bring the complete scene, the script, the dialogues, and the other actors on the stage. So you enact the whole scene all over again. First you rewind it and see the scene as it is. Now choose only one actor in that scene, which is me, myself. And now look at that actor and say, if I, the actor, was given another chance to enact this scene. Like if you were given another chance to enact any scene in any movie, something which you're not happy with your performance now. And if you were given another chance to play the same scene, wouldn't you visualize how you would do it in another way? This is learning from the past. The only thing is, in this case, we think that other people didn't perform well, and so I got hurt. But now when we rewind, we will just say, they said what they had to say, they did what they had to do, and my performance on that day was of hurt or anger or whatever the list. And now, given a chance...
Or my performance on that day was hurting others.
Yes, that is guilt. This is guilt.
No, but it's a past experience.
It's a past experience.
So I did a mistake.
Right.
And I hurt people.
Right.
So by speaking say too much.
Right.
So I should speak less.
Good. So now not just say it to yourself. I should not do this, I should do this, I shouldn't have got hurt. See the scene all over again. The entire scene all over again. All the stimulus all over again. All the actors there. And see myself performing the whole scene in a different way. A different thought.
And then how will that help me?
how that will help me if I see the whole process. See, what happens is we create a random thought and we let it go. So it remains on the conscious layer and it's out.
Okay, so it is nothing is complete.
And it's
touch
not
and go, touch and
touch
go,
and go,
touch go.
touch and go. It's not sinking in.
Okay, so replay the whole scene. Okay, then replay and play it again. So next time I do this again, and then full stop. Then it is in your memory. It's in your emotional memory.
When you create the visualization of the scene, visualization is very important. When we create a visualization, that whole scene gets imprinted here and we spend time on it. Now we do three things in this because the soul is three faculties: mind, intellect, sanskar. Mind will create the thought, intellect will visualize it, and sanskar means experience. So when I create the whole scene all over again, mind creates the thought, this time I will speak like this. This time I will be stable. This time my way of talking will be sweet, calm. Even if they say something, I will reply like this. This is the mind. Intellect will see me doing it, how I will do it. And sanskar feel that experience, that when I do it that way, how will I feel? If we spend that much time, then it has gone in. It's gone into the subconscious, just creating a thought, oh, next time I will not talk like this. Very soon, we are doing the same thing all over again because it's a temporary thing. I will remember for 1 day, 2 days, third day, because it's an old sanskar. Sanskar has to be replaced, not just a thought. What we reacted that time, the last time, was not a thought reaction. It was a sanskar which had emerged in the thought, feeling and behavior. So the replacement will have to be at the level of the sanskar, which means much, much deeper. So then see myself doing it, let this go inside. Now the next time a similar or different situation comes up, that will emerge from the subconscious. And once that emerges and my behavior is different, again sit back and say, okay, today when I did this scene this way, I felt nice. And the soul reaffirms to itself, this is the right way for me. It takes little time to work with the self. Otherwise, it's thought, decided, from tomorrow I won't do it. Next time the same thing happens again and again. So this is what it says, that sit down at the end of the day. This is learning. Learning, what do we normally learn? They spoke to me like this last time. When I meet them again, I'm not going to talk to them. This is our learning from the past. The last time I trusted people and they cheated me, next time I'm not doing business with anybody. This is learning that we do. Last time I met that friend, I did so much for him, he still got angry. This time when I meet him, I'm not going to do anything. Whatever he wants, I'll just do that much and finish. This is not learning. This is damaging. This is finishing my own quality. And this means I got hurt that day and I'm actually getting hurt now, and I'm also going to get hurt when I enact it this way.
But so many times you hurt people without intention.
So then, if we have hurt people without intention, we still need to sit back and check. Because if someone is hurt, then something has happened. Something has happened. Maybe it was not my intention, but something has happened. There has been a stimulus from my side. Even though that I understand that the other person is creating their own hurt. Now we understand this, that I did not hurt them. So remove that line, that I hurt them. But they have experienced pain and the stimulus was from my side. That means I at least need to apologize for having sent the stimulus for them. Something that I did. Like there are times when I feel I didn't say anything wrong. You know, even after the other person tells me I'm very hurt, I say, but I don't think I said anything wrong. Because I'm very clear that it was not my intention. My way of speaking was absolutely fine. I was not rude and I was not bitter inside. So I can't just see any reason why you are feeling that I've said anything wrong. But then we also understand that it's not our words and actions, it's how they perceive our words and actions. So now compassion is what I said was right, what I did was right, but they are hurt. They are hurt. So I go and apologize to them. But when I apologize to them, I'll be very clear for what I am apologizing. I will not say, I'm sorry for what I said. I'm sorry for what I did. No.
I'm sorry that you were hurt.
So you can say, I'm sorry that you are hurt, and radiate so much love, because it's already there. You don't need to create it. You were never angry, or you were not being rude anyways. So the love is very natural, but it's always good to apologize. Simply because for the other person, the apology is a stimulant to feel better. Because the word was the stimulant to feel hurt. Most of us, in fact, almost all of us, live with this deep belief system that their word hurt me, right? So which means a word from another can hurt me, but also a word from another can make me feel better. So like something that we've said or done can create hurt for people, then when we are sweet and apologetic to them, that also helps them to heal the wound for themselves. We don't heal them. We don't heal them. But it's just that we can say, because while saying we are also radiating that vibration to them, and that will help them to heal themselves. So we should not think too much about apologizing, because for some people, apologizing can be an ego problem. They will not be able to say sorry. And there is something that blocks them or stops them from being able to say sorry to people. But what we should realize is that our one word, but with a pure intention. Not because many of us can use the word just for the sake of using the word and internally feel, I don't think I did anything wrong, but okay, if sorry makes them happy, I can go and say sorry to them. And then they will say sorry, okay, sorry. It doesn't work. So we should be very clear why we are saying sorry, so that it will be an honest sorry. If my words were wrong, my behavior was wrong, then I will apologize for my words and my behavior. And if my intention was right, but it still has created hurt for somebody, then very clear with the conviction and the words that I'm sorry that what I did caused pain for you. So I'm sorry that you are hurt. Difference, because otherwise we can land up saying sorry number of times and yet keep repeating the same things again and again, because internally we're not really sorry, and most of us are not. We feel we are right but are apologizing. And then once we feel that a particular behavior can create pain for somebody else, then it's also high time to sit back and check, review, learning from the past. What can I do the next time so that I do not go through pain and guilt, and no behavior of mine can cause hurt to other people. But beyond that, then stop thinking about it. Stop thinking. Reason being, our remaining stable will also send the right vibrations to the other soul. That's very important, because otherwise our thinking too much for them, if it's pain or guilt, also is radiating to that soul. So send the good vibrations and then full stop. And meditation is a good way to send very good vibrations to the other soul. Just bring that scene from the past, emerge all the souls, souls who may have said or done something because of which we created hurt, or souls to whom we said or did something because of which they created hurt.
How many will you remember? How many souls?
Anytime.
From school, childhood till today.
It's very nice, you know. Sometimes we do meditation at the Brahma Kumaris, emerge everyone with whom we've had past karmic accounts.
And if you don't remember?
You don't need to remember. Just the thought, I emerge all those souls to whom I have become the stimulus to cause pain. I don't have to sit and name them. I don't have to see their faces there. It's a thought. It's a thought and the vibration reaching. I emerge all those souls who may have created pain because of what I did. And it need not even be souls in this lifetime. I can just create a thought. I emerge all the souls with whom I've had a slightly negative account in the past, because let me heal that account. If I don't heal that account, it's going to pop up sometime or the other. So this may look like imagination to a lot of people, but every account is only an energy exchange. So if we send that right energy, while sending it, we will get healed and it will definitely reach that soul.
Do I send them apology? Do I send them love?
Yeah. I send them love.
And we can always have an apology. Maybe if I was the cause to hurt you.
Yes, of course.
Because
Absolutely.
I was definitely the cause, the instrument.
The stimulus?
We cannot say that soul is weak or strong.
No, not at all.
I'm the
Whatever,
cause.
see, we are
I'm
not,
part of it.
yeah, we're not here to say someone is weak or someone is strong. Let's say if you hit me with something now and it hurts me here, I get wounded here, you can't say, I just hit that much. If you're weak, what can I do? Yeah, I may be weak, I may be very, very weak, and a little stick like this and I'm wounded, but still, there was an interaction and something that you did caused pain. So definitely a sorry, because it's just a way to begin the healing process. Then the soul will do the healing for themselves, but at least I begin. And the apology is also a way to say, it's over. It's over. That's very important. It's like saying, okay, topic closed. Otherwise, it can be on both the minds for a very, very long time. And then we're just not coming out of the past into the present. We could be moving on to the next task, moving on to the next interaction, the next meeting, but the past, the words, the scene is still living on our mind. So the apology silences my mind, the one who's made the mistake, and the apology also helps the other soul who's in pain to begin the process of silencing their mind. At least it's the beginning, unless they get that, and that's why many of us wait for the sorry. But slowly, as we realize that we are creating it, let's also not wait for the sorry, because now we understand it's only a word which we use to begin the process. Sometimes the other person might not say sorry. So let's not wait. Sometimes the sorry can come after an hour, sometimes after 10 days, and sometimes after 10 years, and
Never.
sometimes never. So are we going to live in pain just because they did not apologize? It's only a word. Say the word to yourself, because I'm sorry to myself for all the pain and the hurt that I created. Say the sorry, finish the past, move ahead.
Wonderful. So nice both the ways we can do.
Both the ways, of course, definitely.
And now, living in the present, we were talking about, I am listening to you right now and giving full attention. That was my present. But when I speak, I gave you things about my past.
But the difference
And what
now,
I should do in future.
yeah, but the difference now about what you spoke about the past was about what I should have done, I could have done, and how I'm going to do it now. So you're learning from the past. So by learning from the past, you are changing your present. See, this was learning from the past. Learning from the past to change my present sanskar. The other one could have been, I just said that much to them. What is there to feel so bad about it? They've just made a big issue out of nothing. Is this the way to just sulk for just one word? Then you're just rewinding the past. Right now, we chose the incident from the past, but we were totally in the present, because we were working on our sanskar of the present. Once I'm working on my sanskar in the present, I don't need to worry about the future.
Thank you very much, sister.
Thank you so much.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.